Wow, week 16 of the NFL season is here, and the Pittsburgh Steelers come to Houston to take on the Texans. Steelers are currently 11-3, but realistically it should be 12-2. I think the whole incomplete pass against the Patriots last week was total bullshit, man. I mean, as soon as that ball crosses the goal line, that's it. It's over. It's a touchdown. That's the way it's always worked. Yes, I understand the whole process of the catch thing, but as soon as that ball crosses the goal line, that's it. It's a touchdown. That's how it's always been, and that's how those are the rules. I mean, come on. It's like saying if I don't know, say Le'Veon Bell runs it in for a touchdown, but then someone knocks the ball out. The ball's already across the goal line, therefore it doesn't count because it's already a touchdown. But I mean, whatever. Fucking refs ruining games like every week it seems like. Anyways, the Steelers average 24.6 points per game, which is ninth in the league. So top 10. As per usual, the Steelers have a top offense. They average 383.5 yards per game, which is fourth again. Great offense. Passing yards, 280.7 per game, which is second in the league again. I mean, when you have Antonio Brown, Juju Smith, Martavis Bryant, Le'Veon Bell catching passes, I mean, it's really not hard to understand where these numbers are coming from. Rushing yards though, 102.8, which is 21st in the league, and this is surprising to me because of course they got Le'Veon Bell, arguably the best running back in the league, and I say arguably because of course you got Ezekiel Elliott and David Johnson, but yeah, those numbers come as a bit of a surprise to me. Their offensive line, I think, is pretty damn solid, really good actually. Of course, quarterback, they got Big Ben. Early in the season, Big Ben was kind of questioning himself after that Jaguars 5-pick game, but I think he's kind of bounced back, especially in recent weeks and here in Houston. This week, yeah, might get ugly. Anyways, Big Ben still a good quarterback on his final years though, is what it seems like. So he's trying to give it his all and go win another championship. Running back, of course, I already said it. Le'Veon Bell, arguably the best running back in the league. He can do it all. He can block. He can go out and catch passes. It's just the way he runs is pretty crazy, man. The guy, it's frustrating to watch Le'Veon Bell. It's like, Le'Veon, go, but I mean, in the back of your head, Le'Veon Bell knows what he's doing. It's just the style of him running, always patient, or maybe some people might say too patient. If a high school running back were to try to run like Le'Veon Bell, the coaches would get onto him. That's just the type of runner Le'Veon Bell is, man. It's just special. Receiving wise, of course, Jesse James, tight end. Not really all that great, but they're receivers. Of course, Antonio Brown, arguably the best receiver in the league right now. Unfortunately, he is hurt. He is out for the remainder of the regular season. But I mean, they still got Juju Smith. They still got Martavis Bryant, who was indeed looking good against the Patriots. He hasn't really been there all that much all season, but in that Patriots game, he kind of got back to doing what he was doing before he got suspended. Before all that, back in 2015 was when he really came out of nowhere to dominate, I guess you could say. And you got Eli Rogers, So regardless of Antonio Brown being out, I do think they still have one of the better wide receivers in the league right now. And when we get to their defense, they allow an average of 19.9 points per game, which is 7th in the league. They allow an average of 307.8 yards per game, which is 4th in the league. They allow an average of 206.7 passing yards per game, which is 5th in the league. And they allow an average of 101.1 rushing yards per game, which is 8th in the league. So when people think of the Steelers in this era, because back in that era, man, with the Troy Polamalu era, like everyone thought about their defense in that era, and then it kind of shifted to Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, Ben Roethlisberger, the Killer Bees in this era. But people are kind of overlooking this defense because this defense is one of the better ones in the league. They're solid all around. Not really a legitimate weakness out here in this defense. I mean, defensive line. Of course, you got what's his name, Casey Hayward. You got T.J. Watt, if you want to consider him a defensive lineman, even though he's an edge rusher, which technically is a defensive lineman, but listed as a linebacker. Of course, he had the terrible injury to Ryan Shazier, so that should hurt them a bit. You got Bud Dupree. They got talent all around that front seven. Secondary's pretty good. Artie Burns, of course, Joe Hayden, Hilton emerged out of nowhere. So the talent is definitely there in defense, and the stats, kind of show it. Like, stats don't always tell the story, but I feel like with the Steelers, they kind of do. So, and not to mention, man, the Steelers are a team that can put pressure on a quarterback. 43 sacks with a couple games left to go. Yeah, these Steelers are legit, and a couple weeks ago I probably wouldn't have thought that, but they played New England really well last week, and I do think they should have won. And the Steelers are a top 3 team in the AFC along with the Patriots and the Jaguars. Yes, I said the Jaguars. Anyways, those are pretty much my thoughts on the Steelers. I think they're a really good team. Yeah, it might get ugly here in Houston. Christmas might be ruined. Anyways, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.